Debbie, a bay, Debbie, a bay, yeah. Nasu Debbie, Peppa da Bang. Debbie, a bay, Debbie, a bay, yeah. Nasu Debbie, Peppa da Bang. Ghana for there are some I say when tea. Obi be my tem, but some things need to be said in 10 Kaniwu, let it out to the baskets, contain. Let's start with religion and these big ass churches. Pastors more paid than teachers and nurses. How the preachers they afford these big benches, and nobody questions it from the pews and the benches. Hey, education getting poorer at a higher price. Less quality teachers and more strikes. Students know the land, true and poor all night. These views might be leftist, but it's alright. Election time, politics by these novels.
Good evening, everybody. Good evening. Welcome to the Think Tank. Pachowa Baswa. Na washe amai. Oh, shout out to correct, sir. Remy Bryan. Shout out to Remy Bryan. Oma Pacho, if you come on, please like, share, and if you're on YouTube, just click the love button so that it's good for the channel. If you do that, more people are going to see it, and more people are going to join the community, and that's what we're looking for.
Novices may empty their wallets and give us empty promises. How can I trust you when you say what you don't do? I vote for you, you work for me, that's the cold truth. Judgment debts, G that reports. I will get into this thing. Debbie, a bay, Debbie, a bay, yeah. Nasu Debbie, Peppa da Bang. Debbie.
Shout out to Remy Bryan. Shout out to Precious Sanam Vixen. That's a very nice name. Shout out to Remy again. Shout out to Precious. Pacho, if you're on, please like so that I can see you and I can give a shout out to you. And if you want to actually type in something, say hi, tell us where you're watching us from or listening to us from, and we can give you a shout out too.
Debbie, a bay, yeah. Nasu Debbie, Peppa da Bang. One day you go be. But when one day go come, one day you go be. But when one day go.
All right. Shout out to Nikki Father. Shout out to A. Ganu Abdullah. That is a very nice name, Abdullah. Shout out to Douglas Yelby. And shout out to Siamson Charlie. Shout out to Fatau Abdul. Shout out again to Nikki Father. Nice names.
Will come. They say the only time parliamentarians they agree is when they talk about raising their own salaries. The only time Kotigo gets bribe from me is February 20 and never. She has had traffic problems, so yeah.
Oh, Nikki Father is from Germany, Hamburg. More Germany about Nikki. Whenever I come around, I'll let you know.
So I know they bad boy, they had to build a mall there. Congestion is vexing, so the horns blare. La Fire is rampant, all of we dislay. To each his own, me I'm not a saint here. I hope every radio station hears me real clear. It's a moon on the door, so too much loose talk, no fact checking. This be news, more beauty pageants and award shows. Why we have
today we're going to talk about the appointees, the new appointees, and I think the kind of people that a ruler appoints show you the kind of mindset that the ruler has. So if the ruler has a mindset for a very bright future, he brings young people. When he thinks that we are in some kind of an emergency, he brings very knowledgeable people that already have experience in what they do and experience in crisis management. So we'll be looking at that to kind of gauge the kind of ruler this guy is going to be.
We have so damn many, only God knows. Nothing ever starts on time. Insanity. We need to step a game up, improve quality. And I came here to murder mediocrity. Sorry, I don't even start here. Debbie, a bay.
I need to say this music is not mine. This is from Manifest. Debbie Debbie is one of my favorite songs, and it tells a lot about the country we live in. So yeah, enjoy it.
Yeah, Debbie, yeah. Nasu Debbie, beba bang. Debbie, yeah. Debbie, yeah. Nasu Debbie, beba bang. One day it go be, one day it go be. But when one day go come, one day it go be, one day it go be.
Swanson is watching from Ayukuma, Ghana. Ayukuma. Francis, where is Ayukuma? Which part of Ghana is Ayukuma? It sounds like a fancy place, but let us know.
But when one day will come, yeah, I've noticed there's child lies in showbiz. More hocus pocus, so bogus. More scoutdoggery from.
Shout out to Kobe Kweku and Queen Abibu. Kobe Kweku. One of my best friends growing up was actually called Kweku. Kweku do.
Motus, this will not make me popular. Charlie, I know this. Ghana wants to be internationally heard, or so I hear. But we cheat or don't treat each other fair. Chris Brown got paid an arm and a leg. Good for him. But you want to pay me peanuts? That's absurd. I know there are levels to make sense. Doesn't help, we making songs that don't make sense. Kindergarten raps and corny punchlines. And most tracks sound so horny most times. On the bright side, we get potential intense. We need to work harder, it's essential for the win. We can't think critique, it's taboo or a sin.
We're also going to talk about the opposition to oral. Operation to recover all loot. And, we talked about it last week. A five-member team have been set up. We've already had about 700 plus cases sent to them, and they're reviewing it. Now they started visiting sites where so-called crimes have been committed. There's a lot of brouhaha as to whether it's legal, whether it's needed, and all we're going to discuss that.
I wrote this out of love, sincerely yours, M. Vim. More things are fit to talk, but one day go be, Debbie, yeah. Nasu Debbie, beba bang. Debbie, yeah. Debbie, yeah. Nasu Debbie, beba bang. One day it go be, one day it go be. But when one day go come, one day it go be, one day it go be. But when one day go come.
As a full-time YouTuber, believe it or not, I spend most of my time actually.
We've got some new people here. Samuel Kujo Annan, Ali Cisse. Am I pronouncing it right? Cisse? Ali Cisse and Nyamiche Steven. Shout out to all of you. I think Charlie is okay. It's around Dodowa, so that's in Accra. Okay, awesome. Oh wow, nice. This is also one of the most beautiful songs I think had ever been written, and it's from Wendy Shades, one of my favorite musicians too. And today we're going to talk about government properties. What happens to government properties? That is one thing that we should talk about. And I think this transition has shown us. Did you have a look? Did you listen like on social media, on YouTube, or did you hear any one of the TV shows or radio shows? What has happened to the regional minister's residency in Kumasi for Ashanti region? It is terrible. I'll find a video so that I can play so that we can all watch that. It is completely terrible. And for me, I grew up in a residential area. Ghana, when we say residency, that's where the minister lives. I live very close to Bunga Hamfu regional minister, and the place was like heaven. Beautiful. So to see that today, I was very, very surprised. Remy, yeah, AJ is not on this show. I've invited her several times, but AJ's political knowledge. Okay, don't let anybody hear this. I'm just saying to only you guys. AJ's political knowledge is not that, you know. But I would love to have her. You know what? I'm going to invite her and see if she's going to be here next week so that we can discuss. This is a think tank, so you don't need to be knowledgeable about anything. Just tell us your two-piece. That's what this show is all about. Right. So you don't have to be a political person. We're going to solve a lot of problems just by talking about it, just by brainstorming. We bring it out here and we talk about it, and then, you know, everybody gets to hear you. Hey, shout out to Matilda up here. Matilda, welcome. Is that your first time being here? Matilda, very welcome here. Just say something in the comments, say hi, or just say something that so that we can actually give you a bigger shout out. Okay, let's start with this. We're gonna start with the statue. Have you heard that the statue? Oh! Hello, Kwame. Kwame. I was I was thinking. Shout out to you, Kwame. Let's start with this one. I think this I have to show the video so that you can actually see it. And then we start a conversation with that. Let's see.
Na be the mother be so ntada eni aso wen fa nti yebun ade bia no tumi siga e kwa na de wo me bia la ekoye oya no statue wacha ma na esi
Now, boss, I want information be asked to be obuna.
Unfortunately, I want me aware minimum information gala. But I'm the web but genuine.
Now, kisa FIFA.
Unfortunately, I'm Fiji.
If you die,
Unfortunately,
inti ba Aisha start na wosi na kasa na dwon de.
Nyansa bi anyim.
Is it
Not good, bro? Because I can't hear you start in the area. If a benefit of road that I buy the business as a coin start you. Nyansa bi anyim, bro. Or normal. Oh, you genuine. I can't hear you start you. I finish the quality and I start you. You will benefit. Now they benefit planning baby. They will start you. Nyansa whatever. That's we respect. I love everybody.
We ready?
Oh, yeah, good. Because Nyansa bi anyim.
Okay. All right. So with that being said, let's go ahead.
Yeah, almost isn't it? No, we're not doing that today. Okay, more about the statue before we move on.
Did fine? Then I'm here for Jim about.
Oguso. So Timmy Boma na Batia Kessia.
And those are also people who are
discipline. I can't idea why I know here Brancasa. And Rangrofona, a mobile statue, who say a boo statue in the tinny top form. Not what the horse say, and say, Ahomaswa. Yabu Nina.
Hey, man.
Yabubu, I'll be now science at a cow. Don't take it.
I was 24/7. And of course, hey, I've been good involved.
All right. Clap.
Yeah, over.
Yeah, before we go to nothing, let me do a quick shout out. Shout out to Jacob Jake. Jacob, why joining? I joined the conversations in the comments and let's hear you there too. Shout out to Andy Boles. Andy Boles. What's it? This is your first. Andy Boles, this is his first time. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, the statue. Yeah, a lot of people were wishing it. According to the eyewitness, he said he did not do it, but he's very, very happy that they did it. So, clap. Week in to say, how was your week?
Over. I won't. I really. I will read my buy now, but you may say,
Yeah. So,
and I'm no more to buy a deal. Over.
Sir, inflation.
Oh, she's a Kusia crab whining.
Them.
Kusia only $2, and they say 5. Cost 6.
A crate of egg is $2.
Yeah. Before
our Pennsylvania. I don't know.
Yeah. Almost 6. And that just 12 no, that's him 12 no. $6.99. I said, hey, because really, we did
almost 150. That's crazy.
Yeah.
All right. Since in fact starting. Let's start from the start. You know what? We are going to do the whole government way free what has actually been happening. What actually and me many share alcohol, and I don't know whether any of our watchers or listeners has actually seen that. This is the first time I've seen like mismanagement of government property.
Yeah.
I see that nobody cares about it. And I say
aban deɛ nti yɛmfa ho.
Yeah, and I said Obi Omatoma Obi Ato, and I said somebody Obi Afa without saying anything to anybody. And there's been a lot of this issue. My name is Oral and Akufaba.
Owura now.
What do you think about it? I'm hearing it a lot nowadays.
So Nyemima Hune said, this yeah, my friend said the new president here Eddie Abano. I show Norma Bebre. Me who Ashanti region, my friend say a more regional residence here, and no maybe or okay, a dime see ho, Yamini no crane, Nagan is the Kamuti man say, it's two windows, ne, and no my or dear. Not just a binding year, say. I say and for BBR even say any president to crown a back for that one at least move it media police in paying for it and I say like doctors near it is a mona mum pecrana more money say because I'm sure year to two windows to two moon no money a year that's a Yamini and Nini and I think so more can say security force or when that happen say security for no one tinyanya ho hwe na ase adenem fo bia ho edan no eho afu enti ora so no de I think so mo de bae no amaye hu no ma bebre ho ha sebio aban ni ye kra.
Yeah. I mean, residents normally when I say regional minister or and normally I mean, I'm talking from the Sunyane one. They have about they have a presidential villa there. No, and also another beautiful house I see maybe. And they have about 3 other bungalows. No, Sunyane they 4 other bungalows plus another set of Ghana for a friend quarters they're flats. Like chef, cooks, drivers, like people who cater for Sa area no. Omote, it's got like green, like very beautiful place. Sunyane then there a orchard crowd with oranges and grapefruits and all the like they have a citrus orchard there. Very beautiful place. It I was thinking that a region like Kumasi will even have a better place because Kumasi, like Asante region is
Big.
It's richer, right? And to see that today, I was a bit petrified. I think for the benefit of I think I've got a
Video.
I've got a very short video there, about 1 minute video. I'll show it to you so that and it's painful. Like this is something that we've spent money on. President Tukwemba Kumasi, he's not supposed to go sleep in a hotel. That's where he sleeps because all that place is cordoned off and there's major security around that place. Into government expenditures, a minister be Tukwemba Kumasi, that's where normally they go and sleep in a presidential villa. So, for that, I think it was terrible. Wow. Wow, it totally looks like a ghost town. As will be to look as if said nobody has been there for a very
What
long
nana?
time.
What nana mountain?
Share the how tall the grass is anyway now. Nobody has been there for a very, very long time. I just want to find out like to regional minister, not Otahe, because that's where they are supposed to stay. So now until Okrana, which obviously he wasn't living there, but until Okrana, like attention should be paid for it. It's government property. So when I want to know, at least there should be some workers there cleaning up the place, getting the place. Charlie, the place is totally gone.
Answer a crew no near Kobani said, a Yemen a me ena area aban we na ye nti odi adrubia kɔhyɛ hɔ me nye we nti asɛ ade bi amfa yɛn ho so what you say but ade no ngie no obekɔ books mu so no na ye obi wɔ hɔ a ebi wɔ mbɛka so ɔyɛ adwuma wɔ regional office residential hɔ a ɔno nnuane nso ade no obekɔ books yɛtua security ka yɛtua obi gardener yɛtua nneɛma bebree nti sɛ video wei kyerɛ sɛ obi ante hɔ deɛ a ɛne obi bi a wagye pay ɛwɔ hɔ ɛyɛ sɛ yɛde nipa no kɔ court na otua sika no double yɛnka sɛ ne deɛ ɛyɛ me wafa nti yɛmfa ne ho nkyɛ no that tells you sɛ there's nobody living there because ade no sɛ obi te hɔ a nka ɛnyɛ so bad I mean Ghana police na ne mfa no sɛ ɔmo kɔtena wɔ fie a na ɔmo asɛe no but wei deɛ nyame ne nɔkora nie ɔmo asɛe no obiara nte hɔ nsentan ɛwɔ hɔ wotumi hu sɛ for the past 8 years no obiara nyɛ n'adwene sɛ ɔkɔ hɔ akɔtena hɔ anaasɛ ɔkɔ akɔyusu facility no so wade aseɛ sɛ memfa no sɛ wo regional minister no koraa na wo nkɔtena hɔ a local blasters ne ɛyi koraa no wobɛtumi ayɛ dɛn ama ɔmo
Residency. Residency.
I mean, so Obama not saying the. I mean, also is there no question?
No, it's not necessarily say Obama now, but anytime from
the president,
president, ministers, like high level government appointees, be a bar. That is Omura and your banglo back up they have normally at least 5 or like
someone to know before I say in case of attack Diana or who you know at the same time.
And Mekai very early in the 80s. No, 90s. Now your regional minister Obronga Hafo Okoye Parliament we Minister for Parliamentary Affairs and I say majority leader. And for some time we had an acting minister, not on him say on chair because they were looking for a substantive minister and no one continent residency because don't him say he's going to spend a couple of months so many minister for fraud. That doesn't mean say because the residency is an organism on it now a workers in the BBA that all of them is already there. So it's either maybe they weren't paying them and they may have kicked them out of the residency into Akobasa because I see no way the Sunyani residency is going to be like this. There's no way because it's very well organized. Nana,
Kwame, my brother. So,
how was your week so far? How's the week?
Nana Mejoso.
Week, Charlie. Busy but productive.
Now, Hansen, how prices of like groceries has gone up.
Charlie,
now,
I'll say, Uncle from CCL economics. Your baby said, theory be said prices are sticky downwards. That's a sticky downwards. Let's just say BBA sticky downwards. No, yes, Uncle from 10 times. That is a general theory in economics. So maybe say nya kosra and inflation and nya kosra pa say ebe tia kofem so intense. I mean,
Intense, yeah.
Economics or more term because the prices are sticky downwards. You know, it's a very powerful theory in economics. So you know, maybe I'll be who's a crew. So what is animal we are saying now? Crew be able to see inflation never cost. And now you can anticipate maybe inflation cost. Now we are smarter. You know what to do to protect yourself. But we know rapture.
Because well, me, I've not found out because I don't shop. X there's something that I don't get to eat a lot. So so we're talking about I think I'm out for like doing this transition. A lot of focus has been, and I think it's because as a result of what the oral people are doing, a lot of focus has gone on to how government properties are being managed. And we played a video about Ashanti Regional Minister's residence. Yeah, the one that government. And I was telling Hansen, oh, like that's a part. I grew up in Sunyani at the residency, so I know how this place is always pristine. Their grass is always green every year. It's one of the most beautiful places that you can ever see. I think ours was built. Ours, the one in Takra, there, was built by a champion, and it was state of the art. And it's like a whole community by itself. It has their workers, chefs, everything is run. They don't even change. Even when we change government, the workers don't change. It is for me to see, say, like something that catastrophic has happened. That means that organization doesn't even exist. That community that's supposed to take care of the residents doesn't even exist. And we are talking about say how did it happen? Because they should have some kind of protocol, like some protocol that takes care of all these things. So, like, what happened?
Kwame, so the beer catch us you crew mono. When you hear man, the name of boy is saying because when you hear man, it's give room for so many lapses to happen. Kwame, when we say buying property beyond sabi crew makura mwa kura na eno mutu no more ID. You say, me who Ghana for I sometimes feel pity for ourselves, you know. Don't have to say, mwa ID, India cry, you do ungura mukran. Me jiri say, it be a forest for no more ID, Emma Sandian. And you know, is there no department that is responsible for all government public properties or more IDs? It may identify all these properties and then a particular budget and our maintenance budget is provided for such properties and annually for these things. Is that how Chroma property be any property manager?
Property will be.
So does the property just sit out there by itself and renovate itself? Somebody has to be responsible for something. You must create a cost center, allocate monies, and then those monies get to be used to prepare these properties over and over and over. Now, when yes, I also say there's no maintenance culture in Ghana. How are you expecting the maintenance culture to come up just by wishing it? And you know, maybe Anka that department responsible for who minister and there's all your political figure what mine property, you come and go, right? That department will be responsible for keeping all such properties in whatever region, district. There will be definitely somebody, an officer who is responsible for Sanima, because there would have been a budget allocated for Sanima. Into me, sometimes I don't know how because how is this supposed to even be a job for a minister to be responsible for? Is there no department office being responsible for it? And now I say, as a politician, we just assume that a minister has to be responsible for. But if the minister knew a facility like that was there, and on also then that's problematic.
That's my surprise. Now, make us say, like when growing up, my experience was that it wasn't the minister that was taking care of it. They actually had somebody that they called the protocol. I mean, name the actual title, but you said you're a friend of protocol.
Yeah, but Kwame, the man here who say minister no say protocol krana. Never say any pan one year jumana. Into minister and person say within the last 8 years no. Occasion be am bad that ama when ya ohoda. Ese odo omoko sa person to him say a buying person. He didn't know say government facility like that existed somewhere. And also yeah, now it doesn't make sense to me.
Meaning, himself, whenever Kufuor and Rawlings were president, when Kufuor came to Sudan, that's where he slept. That's where Rawlings slept all the time.
Many teams, a lot of government officials say Kumasi. Exactly. Into occasion be ambo obi or Kumasi or no Kumasi no here baby ada. Eba ma adwum so oh your government facility bo and to ba na wonya baby na government facility so you can come and use it. And obi oku Kumasi bia na had the property there. And no okodo obi nchai. And I just don't get it. How could it have mixed everybody?
Or maybe they had money. They had money, so the regional office had money, so they paid for hotel for them, all of them, and security for all of them in the hotel.
I'm so signing more in our crown. Into the reporting mechanism that is saying. The entire I want to look at it from a systems point of view. Because if there's no system that tracks and monitors this, then chances are that or China oversight will be another person. Chances are that on Obana the focus in one in this area now. It could happen again.
Francisca can also, for all you know, the minister might have had a hotel that he was cashing in to help with the residency. I'll put them in my hotel so that they can pay.
I think they need to investigate and find out. So how comes in other regions the other ones are maintained or sustained, and in this particular region it wasn't maintained or sustained? That's a question we all need to understand. Because I don't know what the answer is. It doesn't make sense to me because it is not some facility. Be a small facility. Be a bit near baby.
No. Some Sunyani Diano cry, and I'm thinking that Sunyani Diano will be smaller than Kumasi Diano. And Sunyani Diano had at least 6 houses in there, plus another whole quarters, front and back. It has at least bare 10 houses in there.
No wonder Otufor say he cannot trust the development of Kumasi in the hands of politicians because
I mean, if you see this, yeah. But I'm just saying, maybe this is about time that we take a look of all those residences because as I'm making the last time I saw Sunyani's own was like 20 years ago.
Me government guest house. I'm afraid government guest house. District just a common district. Even at least at Tamalekwa, they used to have government guest houses. Keep maintaining or will be banner assembly or what? It's a whole house, everything in there, parking, everything. Or nobody omoko. In the new such facility, but if you say, maybe over time in the hotel, because you have a hotel of a certain standard, of a certain taste. Because when TV for penny being questioned, I believe that they build all these guest houses all over the country just so they can accommodate important personnel when they visit the district or.
And it's very secure because if it's a high-profile person, you might have very big, nice hotels in there, but security-wise, are you going to also find rooms for all the security he brings with him?
I believe that assemble no and now say there should have been some mechanism for somebody to be responsible for those facilities. I don't know how it skipped everybody for that number of years. Something is going on. Somebody has to explain to us. I think something is going on because
I think one thing I can add to you, Nese, I knew that PWD was the one that took care of maintenance of these places. The gardens and all that was taken care because Sunyani Diano, aside inside the residency, they have 3 gardens. Outside the residency, they have a full park. I think I've got a video of that. Got a full beautiful park outside. Then in your parks and gardens and but now parks and gardens is one of the most weakest department, and PWD is almost gone. Public Work Department, right? I think it's
Public Work Department, yeah.
I don't think it's even existing anymore because Sunyani Diano is a fire service for now.
I see.
So I think that's gone. That's completely gone. But the government is employing even more people nowadays than it used to. But we had all these departments that actually did work. Your little bungalow that we lived in, every 2 years they came to change the tiles. PWD for never, but no matter what, they make sure say everything was maintained. And I say when you retire or you're moving to another place, they will come in, clean, change everything, prepare for the next person coming. So the houses were like 50, 60 years old houses, but Urema, it was pristine. So Muntin Kanjama said this, I think there should be more investigation. I think this has been going on for more than 8 years because we shared the way our grass, the green grass is about this height.
I'm so surprised, and I'm like, I mean, so the Eminem says, so how come say Omomoko discover on the only Omoko Honum just right after election? I'm trying to understand like this whole story. they never mention, they mention in a I'm just trying to understand how come they only discovered it after recently.
I mean politics, right? I'm thinking, say maybe I'm yet to hear from the minister, but from sources, and I think that the minister had complained about it before, but yet, like, he did not get funds to actually
complain to who?
When I am minister, who do you complain to? Regional minister.
Why not? Who the man saying I was a visa?
Now who your minister now complain here? Now to understand, like, complain to who?
President no free Accra mayor residency man.
On a mayor residence, you have a squeezy budget. Fact, there's a when people you're innovative. Now, who make me a sponsor scram on my bedding? On my best sponsor. Now, minister who finished offer letter assembly. Now the assembly letter now truck or the saying some institution be an organization who come out. Who yank from my sponsor on him. I'm out there or maybe be to me either. I bought on my mom with some proposal. Politicians, don't they get people who try to offer to do things all the time for them in favor of something?
Well,
well,
a lot of things have been happening.
So Papa, me to send you a bit on comment. I think say mostly that place is not livable. On bit near then. The Nipanako Hotel, and I said on one Casacra, the fee crowd of it near you as a working environment now, or the HT tax credits next time normal break. If you are buying the energy, the jam buying the night. I say, like, na or no need na said you or no tea sika edicoye, not or the receipt that buying say because the month perceive way and I say, maybe and I also I didn't start back. May passing gardens for the family or more issues. More much Ghana, I'm on the astroturf. And I did when you are so as the AG, I don't know, as I say, Mona move it in Akasabu. But my high. Now I say, good that stage where. Sikana the Bekwakoye, and also sometimes you believe in our culture, and also I can't hold you. Because regional minister, no, you can't so unfortunate honor. Ubias and the boss, and the soft Ubias and the boss, Master, if you don't know what's not the BBC, a bit near. Oh, it is I believe because Emma Nipa Yelling, it's really so over watching at you.
But me bo club say almost a regional minister here, say a guest house. And yes, I know.
No, residency.
Residency. He calls the regional ministers.
Into your minister Kumasi, baby, I saw what now.
Baby, I saw.
It is a who fear Grana, I think.
Minister, how many years? 8 years now.
8 years.
One get a Richard for Semina, maybe no more. Yes,
Yep. See, all these things. That's why.
Because
another minister buyer, Quebec same kind of medicine.
Young Cornwall say, hey, you need baby tinty. Baby, I will not to come out into no one baby tinty. No, when Fimpo. Nanka, if you come out, if you are crying, you don't with them, Mr. Kumas, no, I want to win be or win near Bushon. Way busy. Anyway, but you call some club.
Yeah, and she be no me, I normally say because believe no, I can't home. Say me, na me wo ho, and na yaw. Yina or so of a partner off because in the software yes and comes to regional office or another residency honor BBC and BBC it's in a no crowd preventive that's it of a partner off
residential office now about on the only require better something
and different I say I don't know better than say for 8 hours but we know Kotana or Ada different. And sometimes a normal I mean and I bro and Casasu say okay me and Casa missing midnight now me the daily government because I know the million inquire me never so a million sticker but some casa me kotana a buying fear honor there's no way to mean extra money there because
our consumer should be charging causing financial loss to the state because this is deliberate. So I mind you one hour so maybe for how they are.
Now, how many people now you did almost a family to say, or who are buying the say,
therefore, if I said that now, be no young fine, you be in church, so a do
sanity.
But I mean, the fact the residency is not just the bungalow for the regional minister. It has a presidential villa. It has the minister's villa. I have a presidential villa, and it has about 3 or 4 other bungalows for ministers, high-ranking officials. Biaba, that's where they stay. Because it has security, they have security present all the time. You know, you don't have to pay for it. You just come in with your driver and your personal bodyguard, and then that's where he lives. And I mean, because growing up, I saw Kofor and Rollins especially. They actually had a helipad in Sunyani. They now to park helicopter or no that. And it's a very beautiful place. I mean, because how beautiful. And Kumasi, there people are testing. People that have lived in Kumasi and around the area will tell how beautiful that place was. When Ujam Papa Cry friend is saying, oh, they used to have this regional minister, no Okasa, but I think he was supposed to be a something in a pan on the command. No, your pan on the command. That's something that died before this one.
Opuku.
I'm the command Opuku. Oh, me Affinity. There were so many stories about him. During his time, you've seen peacocks, like that guy was, Dada Bapa was a regional minister. It was a very beautiful place. So to look at it right now, it's terrible. Like nobody saw it until it got to this stage. Akwesi Agyeman, that was his name, Akwesi Agyeman. When Akwesi Agyeman used to be regional minister, that was one of the most beautiful places. Like, yes, it's Kumasi crowd, like they opened it up for kids to come in on excursions to see how beautiful the place was. Now Adani will see.
Sir, this is
Ghost Town.
Really a very bad at the same culture.
Yeah, so, I mean, lessons have to be learned on this now.
Your budget allocation, you should have been innovative enough to at least keep it minimal, right? Even so, one got no crown family. not we did a police protection here or nothing. Think of what to do on
Oh yeah. I didn't show that, but back up to the frames and the glass and no to you know. It's a furniture.
Yeah, we've been to Okra now, at least minimal on BBI intact. Something like that. I mean, no crowd will be acceptable, right? But we dear, crime, ankra, crime, you may nikra, I'm on the Vaco or Bassa, dear Charlie.
Francisca is even not testing. Francisca, you remember that place? And it used to be it was very beautiful place. I used to frequent there a lot. Like they had a citrus orchard, into tangerine, orange, grapefruit, all the citrus that TV. It was a very nice place, and they sometimes open it up to the public.
I don't know. It's almost I don't see your case. It looks like at the Papa be a farm.
He lost you quite a bit.
At the Papa be a farm infrastructure and be an course I region where I say. I don't know what is.
Oh boy. Okay, so now let's move on to our substantial topic today. Nominations is still going on. They've nominated a few more people, and first of all, the ministries, so about 23 from I think 30. Let me show you. Let's go through them so that we can actually Oh man, Charlie. Wanyade. So yeah, now it has been reduced to 23, namely Ministry of Finance, and they did not change. Ministry of Health, Ministry of Interior, Ministry of Defense, Ministry of Education. I think all this, the first 5 has not changed. And Ministry of Energy and Green Transition. That's a new one. Ministry of Roads and Highways. And there's our Ministry of Transport. I was hoping the two would have been added together, but so for this, they managed to separate the two. Ministry of Sports and Recreation, Office of the Attorney General and Ministry of Justice. Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources. I think that also did not change. Transport did not change. Ministry of Foreign Affairs did not change. Ministry of Local Government, Chieftaincy and Religious Affairs. I think that was an amalgamation. Ministry of Environment, Science and Technology. What's that? Okay. Ministry of Youth Development and Empowerment. I wonder what he or she is going to do. Ministry of Works, Housing and Water Resources. Ministry of Gender, Children and Social Protection. This time I want to see whoever is going there and like the amount of seriousness that is going to be given to them. And then there's the Ministry of Tourism, Culture and Creative Arts. That's a big one. Nowadays it has become very, very, very important because the arts is where like most Ghanaians, anyone right now, and it's easy to start up in the arts. Most of people there are self-employed, and I would say we have to see their budget too. Ministry of Labor, Jobs and Employment. Okay, that's an important one. Ministry for Food and Agriculture. And a Ministry of Fisheries and Aquaculture. I was hoping they would have added the two together. And a Ministry of Trade, Agribusiness and Industry. It's a list, no. It has been reduced to 23 from 30. So let's see the ministries that have been dissolved. So now the ministries that have been either been part of an amalgamation or has totally been dissolved is Ministry of Sanitation and Water Resources, Cecilia Dapa, Matra Cecilia Dapa Ministry. Ministry of Public Enterprises. I never heard of this. Who was the minister for that? If anybody knows, let me know. Ministry of Railway Development. I think Amu was there. Ministry of Information. That would be information would have been what's his name? The former journalist. Upon Kruma was information in the beginning. I don't know. Ministry of National Security. And so that you have interior and you have national security. No wonder that has been scrapped. Ministry of Local Government, Decentralization and Rural Development. And Ministry of Parliamentary Affairs. Okay, those ones have been scrapped. So they've scrapped this, and we have 23. I think we could have done more. We could have, added more to it.
So, me check it if yes, on paying why I did not watch it so, but me check here and number 5, which is Education Ministry, and then number 15, Science and Nina is a form of education, right? And number 15 and number 5, should be the same. And agro side, so I think the Cecilia
Cecilia Dapa,
no, I don't be any call. So a year to that. But 23, I think 23. I agree.
Let me put it back on.
Okay.
So we don't know what you're saying.
So okay, so we started with the education Ministry for Education, number 5, and 15, 1A. And Science and Technology, a form of education now. Okay, and 7 and 8, road and highways, the same under transportation. And your friend is saying about a Greek, which is 21, 21, and
aquaculture.
Yeah, aquaculture.
21 and 22.
Yeah, 21 and 22. It's me, MG, Bako. It's technically, okay, being 20 instead of 23 now, or they are back, okay, this is me a kakra.
I'm wondering why all the time, this is the second time I've seen, say, Omati, road and highways and free transportation. I think there's a reason for that. Somebody have to tell us.
Kwame, but I am want to railway and not transportation. Transportation.
Railway and transportation. I think apart from roads and highway, every other form of transportation is part of the Ministry of Transport.
Now, roads and highways, Kwame, highways and road is different from highway, and as I do, highways.
Yeah, okay. Highways here, intercity.
No roads here then.
Roads there is general, but normally when you say highways and roads, the roads will be like internal roads.
Okay.
Roads and highways, Ministry of Transport. So it looks as if, if any of these ones takes a minister, that's 23 ministers already, right? Now, every region will have to have a minister. Now, we don't have 10 regions, we have 16. So that's going to make it 39. Some of these ministers are going to need deputies, right? Finance especially is going to need a deputy, definitely. The big ones, the ones they've merged, definitely are going to need ministers. So it looks as if say he can actually make the 60 ministers. I he'll be tonight. What do you say? Nana, I'm starting through so.
Kwame, the question in the optics good, substance I'm not convinced yet. I'm still in a wait and see attitude to see how he's going to deliver on the part of substance. Substance in the sense you can't ministers in this sense, which you have an option to appoint or not appoint, right? You could have asked the directors in this ministry to work and report to another minister somewhere, right? I believe so. The question now is, what happens to workers no more ministries, other ministries? Where did they go? Are we still going to be expensing on them and paying on them? If that is the case, then it is only minister and one person depend away then we need fee. Now, if that minister was going to come from parliament, I mean, then we didn't really save anything because parliament on say well, minister, not a parliamentarian. He's just paid as one pay. So in terms of substance, what would we have achieved? Anything I want to see substance, we commit more on the substance of this, alignment. What happens to personnel no more ministries? What are we going to do? Are we going to lay them off? So sometimes I'm a little bit now in the fix that how are these trade-offs happening?
Yeah, I mean civil servants and the public servants, you can't just lay them off like that.
So did we grow or did we come? And this is the thing I always say. Optics are good, but sometimes I want to see more beyond optics. If I can get optics and substance, I think I'll be much happy for that. But
normally, ministries, workers, no one shut down doors.
So why are we complaining? So I think they're complaining about, say, government is too big, government is too this. When we know these numbers, when we really put them together, it's a tea in the teacups. It's not something that really drains government the way we talk about it.
I think most of these people will be, either transferred or some of them, like the ones that are combined, they are amalgamation, like to say tourism, culture, and creative arts. So these are maybe like local government, chieftaincy, and religious affairs. It's like two ministries near their boom. So basically, they will have the workers working, some of them working on the chieftaincy issues, maybe a very smaller portion of them working on chieftaincy issues. Religious affairs will still have their people working on that, and local government will also have their people working on that. So those ones, it's just that I'm focused on minister na back. But I don't know how they are going to work this. I don't know if this is even going to save us that much money, but we are yet to know. We almost start telling you. But I think it's a promise that at first I was thinking, say, be obey what Kufuor did. Kufuor just told us, oh, now Onim says sanity until say he came to government and actually saw it and then realized, what, this is going to take more than I thought. It had to be reduced somehow because 120 ministries in India, 120 ministries, 30 something ministries, and it was making no sense. I think growing up it was about 19 ministries or something like that. And that's why Hansen was saying, this could have even been, shrunk a little bit more. Now, they can actually do real work, Some of
21 and 22. What are we trying to achieve there?
Agriculture, it was just separated not too long ago. I think about 8 years or 12 years ago. Almost separated ministry. It used to be one ministry. because it's basically the same thing. It's all agriculture. But sometimes too, I think to say aquaculture and fisheries has become so big that if you put it on like it overstretches the Ministry of Agriculture. They need more people to work under them, and aquaculture and fisheries is a specialized form of agriculture. Not everybody that did agric knows about that. It's some kind of specialized one. So they actually have to carve a ministry for them. And I think I did a little show on it one day. I'll replay it for you to see. It's the amount of corruption that goes under that department. I think they might think that they need more eyes on it.
Anyway, so I mean, at the end of the day, one matters. Then say, if the people don't see any improvement in their lifestyle, this will really mean nothing, right? I mean, that is the big deal. So I think some way winning now, they must see that it really translates into uncomfort feeling, say, and part the changes up. I mean, but oftentimes, I mean, the I have in say, even when this thing makes impact in people's life, the problems are so big there. It will just be a drop in an ocean on the return. Because your problems no do so even when you're buying you impact and you reduce the extent of some of the problems. Now people don't even see the impact so much because I said you have a big problem now. With me I'll solve a problem like a crap. But largely we can all see some problem that are so on. I don't just only BBI. So sometimes that is the difficulties. That will come through with some of these things and how it impacts on the generality of the population, and it makes it look very difficult as those are only BBI. But the population, I think, we growth rate now increasing more than our developmental growth rates. Even when you try to accelerate the pace of development, it still doesn't catch up with our population growth rate. And if you want to see a typical example of how that affects us, look at how the cities now are planned. The population is going ahead of our municipal development planning committees and building or raising new communities even before the districts catch up to them. That is a typical example of an indication there. You growth now the capacity of government to deliver at optimal levels to satisfy all of us. And so our gap will continue to pose a challenge. You have to do more to set a time. So the economic growth rate will surpass the population growth rate. And yes, people will not necessarily feel the positive impact in a very big way on their life. And I think that is a challenge. It's a very, very big challenge. So I don't know at what point our government's developmental efforts will surpass the growth rate of the population and then overcome this problem. I think that maybe we still have some deficits. Government still have some deficits to meet in terms of catching up and overcoming the population growth rate and how people are going ahead of and everything. And when the people go ahead of you and everything, then I buy them all with money at them because then I guess I will plan on my life, right? No more fall in line. Now we need to control them when the way our people control. If you say that is one of the biggest problems in Ghana, people are going ahead of the government. And then the government is catching up to try and make up things for them. And I don't think that is a long-term sustainable way to develop any organized society.
I think mostly this is done for optics, you know. I mean, if everybody is complaining about the size of the government, they want to see the government do something about it. And this is how they plan to do it. And a man for Akumatomium. Club.
Yeah, of a calm. Yeah, but that's it. I mean, near me, who no say yes, Ghana force to be brave. Say, yeah, I buy no on certain normal be brave. So because be brave no why, yeah, meaning no query, nanka and tasumu. You know, I mean, was such say promises now or cancel bow, but say a normal son or yes. This is the good way. I may say, Unya GD or Ghana for me say, yeah, was starting in a good way at the end of the day, you know, and you be brave, yeah, but when you 7 a free out of 30 now, only 23 about, yeah, you who a little bit progress. And the more I know, I think say, yes, also, normal be a while, a bit me pushing say, a no, and yet the number of people now who be branches now, but the effect now, my friend say, oh, more year, Jumana,
The
and
quality of work, you know.
quality now, and your quantity. So what I say, yeah, we be branches in the brain now, will be a core office now, no more, yeah, na a BB or but I think say right now, no, Ghana for yeah, Nabi, BB, a question into first attempt now why you say here no am here nya gidi say yes adwuma no betimi aye and our wakọ before into nim the amount of worker this ministry you know e betimi aye and into ma oba na what or system no enti yemfa paibo nye den entachire na media menya de anka onsan nti so kra onsan nyi tre kra mfiri so na ompushi omo because and yet just for 23 or you say yan times two because deputy minister bia or a deputy minister and come on na answer no almost so I mean what's it to be but a good yeah me fan is or they are starting to me no why are say one can say Ghana for me soon good so campaign time no cancel about better so this is a good thing. My friend say, my man of B plus. Oh, say yes, he's setting a good trap. Um, uh,
Now, what do you think about the speed at which or they, you know, you think say, okay, I said the first 14 days, obeying a cabinet, you know,
so also
so far,
24 hours economy. In the end, that's it's 24 now. I start you know. So what I say,
okay.
24 now. And also, a normal do offer say on yeah on the president that. Enka we know that 24 hours no dey enka ye say bi o nka e be fa no say mogu bi na no ye but wa ba ho pen e no onimo bia ministry bia dwuma a omoye e no okotere fie kakra no so wo hu adwuma omoye nti onim nsesan a ode ba mu a ebe yi so what I say nti to me you know speed no dey kwa no isa by now kwa ka so what starting government no kwa that was starting BBR already, but yeah, man, me to me, you know, in a positive way, a course a good.
Now, so far, I said, I think, where you map, maybe brave on ministers, and I'm very impressed. I think he says he was going to try and make about 40% women in his cabinet. And I think, I don't know, I'm very impressed.
Cabinet me ministers then. Who want to make a cabinet?
I think there are about 20 of the ministers. It excludes, I think, regional ministers in Yabako Peneko cabinet, and it exclude all of them. But meaning say finance, interior, defense, road and transport, agric, education, but remember, I think 23 no. We hear at least 20 of them on cabinet. And I say maybe all the 23 crowd will sit on the cabinet. And here, apart from the regional ministers, normally every one of them sits on the cabinet. Obel is still a cabinet ministers, but almost everyone on the 23 might be on the cabinet. But like, it's Mrs. Tapinino, Elizabeth Ufusajare.
Popular,
Yeah.
what was she?
Former Minister for Agri, Lawyer Jameson. That's his daughter.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Name looks very familiar, but trying to connect to whatever I remember her for, but
I think she was a deputy minister in Mohammed's past government.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she's always been, and Omar Free be a dear Munim. His dad was a very prominent politician and a very prominent lawyer in BA. Then that's his daughter.
Okay.
We know to residence. I'm sure that she'll be very appalled to hear about the Kumasi residence because she grew up in a residence. Oh, nice. Yeah, I'm very impressed. Me, to be very honest.
Operado position, I think, sir, Mama Wayadi, say, because that is almost like a new ministry, right? And for a lawyer and an enterprising guy like Operado, I hope, sir, you found about one man that succeeded because Kwame, if he succeed in our name. You know, and especially given said for you for no. I'm very positive with the attitude towards work, sir. He looks like the leader from, and I'm just hoping, sir, he'll be able to do a lot of work there to make sure, sir, Babuno will have confidence in him and then government ability to cater for our needs. And I think, sir, Gidi, sir, he has the potential and ability to be, because I MC that. I was not the national youth, and Kwame, I was at the same finance, we're trying from the chair, and I'm not surprised, sir. If you mountains or neighbor, you know, I'm the Jumayan son, now if you say, I'm far, sir, or the same calm but positive demeanor now, and yeah, Jumano. That's a new ministry completely. Osha, it's like it's the one going to make up in everything. He's going to start everything from the scratch.
Yeah, look as if it came from youth and sports and employment.
Yeah,
I think they just took the youth out of both of them and formed a new ministry out of it. The person that I'm a bit jittery about, Kwame Govins Agbaja. And it's not his competency, because I don't know much about his competence. It's just his demeanor.
I mean, Parliament Jumano is different from Minister Jumano.
Yeah. Okay, but
Parliament Jumano, I thought they so buga from him.
Yeah, but it tells a lot about you.
I mean, I don't think
why don't I have a problem with Elizabeth and Haruna Idris?
It's because maybe Haruna Idris has been a minister before.
Yeah, but like his demeanor in Parliament, how he carries himself.
Kwame,
Kwame Agbaja almost be crank kasao. Have you watched the vet?
But Kwame Agbaja is playing to only mate on the other side. The mate Yawana, after the market.
Right.
Minority leader, not the mate on the team and sabons. You know, see, depending on the player, your tactics will change, right?
That's true, but I think he's always been. He has that. Then you see a shit. And as a minister, I think that you have to be very calm and have that kind of philosopher kind of outlook. As a Odrian, and Sanawa, he comes across as somebody who is always, blood rushing into his head all the time.
Yeah, I say, oh, yeah, the adrenaline high, but
oh yeah, very hyped, all the time, right? And road ministry, I'm not for how power. It's not.
Maybe a coffee parliament, maybe Oduonoma. So on say, your parliament is different. And you will be argument. You have procedural back and forth. They are standing order. They are. Maybe the nature of the work will demand.
Yeah, he'll be the one I'll be watching. But the rest, I feel like I'm rest assured to say Ablaji Fagomo, she's a perfect ministry for her. And she's already been there before, right? She was the minister for tourism the first time, right?
Yeah, I'm told so.
So yeah. So she and sister Elizabeth, I know, her competency is just off the roof. Eriko Poku, everybody knows him. Haruna Adusu, yeah, everybody does. And George, I've actually listened to his interview. I was traveling a very long distance, and they had him on the radio, and he seems to be like, he's a very smart person, very, very smart. And he seems to know what he's doing all the time. And I think during their NDCs, he played a very pivotal role during their elections. So he was talking about strategy, the amount, like the people he was working with, the age difference of all his workers were below like 30 years and around there, and he's an older person. How they were working, was so impressed about the youth, and I was very impressed listening to him. So I think he's going to do a great job. But Charlie, they should know that there's a lot of things. Ghanaians are watching them very hard, and because the ministries are 23 now, we have the time to watch all of them.
Kwame, the time I know more about not like I said, social media, not the same level. And then the governance is so close to everybody in the world. So the OEBN is in the face of the people.
Exactly.
It's like you said, I mean, they just have to know that the environment is a different environment, completely different environment from, what it used to be for, especially for one or more of them. So it's our old template, they will have to probably revise it and be aware.
All right, all too soon we've come to the end of the show. First of all, before you give us your last words, I may give a shout out to Samuel Akroma. Prince, Zach Pasu Prince. Shout out to you. Pacho, normally if you thank you for liking our show. Al Hussein, shout out to you. Ayariba Gifty, shout out to you. And Isaac Clarendon, shout out to you. Folklore Sparkles, shout out to you, Folklore Sparkles. Thank you for showing up here. Friday, essentially. I mean, so most of these guys, I'm going to meet them on a Friday variety show. We start at 9 o'clock with me, Papa Biku, AJ. And then the AJ friend is AJ is going to be there, and Dr. Eric and everybody to be there. Rema, AJ is going to be on tomorrow's show. So let's start with you, Club. What's your last words now?
Okay. Media kakra media so swingina and say president as say 24-hour economy was started right away. And I boss now they say about ministry and also I mean wanyeni bebree kakra bia keto bia insha. So
I mean 7 is a lot too. $7.
Yeah, and I make kind of keto bia insha, was started in a good way. Say who say promises now or make it during the campaign time or deliver, even though say it's too early to make any judgment but I just say yes, a human will beat me here. And don't forget to say it's a social media and oye bibia na ebenya information right
Oh
away.
yeah.
Ebe na chi papa papa papa
Oh,
papa.
Thursday, yeah, I've been discussing it.
Enti se waba yeso yo ha. Se what ya say ochia pe ye betime no. Ena I mean ye man na ndi agro. You say no ye pese ye man Ghana konani na be kra behwe. Ye ti ye da na se wechi Ghana ko sufre. Ena onye se edru se omoye adwuma bi a afe ne eyina so system a mpaye na yɛbɔ sɛ bɔhyɛ na ɔhyɛɛ no ghanafoɔ so gu no so a ɛyɛ tie yɛn na ɔyɛ nsesɛmo kakra nti yɛma no moni adwuma
Say you can't say on reshuffle, yes, I'll be calling residency.
ɛne deɛ yɛde bɛyɛ nkɔmfam
All right, Nanaya.
Well, I mean, I think so far, I mean, we are on the, I mean, there's no major BBI in independent, but I think so far so good. So, young Bombay is there. One point to Kwame, on what you did never turn chair now, my Jumas of a panel young. Because Nipa Bibiri, Kwame, Egu Honomo.
Oh, yeah.
A follower, nature say, Kwame, when you give you some Kubu, one, I say, I don't be then. Atọ so a ɛsɛ wo ma saa adom na reflect wɔ adwuma a bɛyɛ mu na wobɛyɛ wo ho ayɛ adwuma ma na da soro nkwama no na nkɔba sɛ mafa wo nso no wabɛyɛ adesua ayɛ den ama me anaa wobɛdrage me team no behind nti no like I often say no ɔmampanyin bi enu a wokyi ne man a wɔbɛkɔhɔ ana akɔyɛ campaign abɛyɛ president sɛ bɛhyia ne man nanso no na appointees yi ɛsrɛ mo abio or papa no be you or you in the most because he cannot be everywhere. Mo and as a more representing the fairly and respectfully and hardworking and all the accolades, you know, in all the ministries of the Motion. And if it goes well, you will also be fairly good sample, made them mobile and mother one. And yes, idea more than some baba. The person that is a minister, we are for fast man. Will be an Juma Cemetery. Now, if you say, Moamoya Egana from the year you want.
All right, thank you very much. All right, thank you everybody. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for showing us love and liking the page and sharing. Thank you for all your comments. I forgot me posty link in our so for normally when we start the show, we're getting to the end of the show, we post the link for anybody who has something to say to come on and say it. Be part of it. It's a think tank, you know, and trying to find solutions. Thank you very much, Mr. Hansen, aka Club TZ. Thank you, Nanaya Asari, for coming to help us, you know, think about this and telling us your 2 cents. Tinyameya Adoma. Next week we're going to meet again on Think Tank and you know discuss whatever has gone on before next Thursday. On Fridays, so you're saying me Papa AJ at 9 p.m. and then we're going to talk mostly about entertainment on the variety show. And if this song ends, then you know that'll be the end of the show. Thank you very much for showing up. I love you all. I'll see you next Thursday.
Yes, sir. Debbie, yeah. Nasu Debbie, Peppa da Bang. Debbie, yeah. Nasu Debbie, Peppa da Bang. Ghana for there are some I say when tea Obi Bedi my tem, but some things need to be said and ten. Kaniwu, let it out of the basket, contain.